was fun to get out there with the crowd. This is just another day for us, but for the community, for the families, I was glad to see my parents out there. So it was a fun time to get out there and let it loose.
I asked Coach about it too, but what was it like last play of the game, getting John Paul in there and letting him run to the end zone and getting the first streamers
that was a
for him?
right. The streamer, somebody gave me the streamer, and he's like, yeah, throw this when you're done. But it wasn't like prepped. I was like, man, I'm not really used to throwing the streamer. Can you get it right for me? But it was fun, stuff like that. That's what the game is all about. It's about the community. It's about the support, and we're glad that we were able to give back to John Paul.
Going into this spring game compared to last, I know there was so much turnover, everybody trying to get used to one another. How different was it for you this year just to be able to kind of already have your feet settled and not having to figure out all these different nuances?
It was different being an older guy, man. This is my last spring ball, so, I was just really trying to soak it all in and enjoy every day. But, having more people that I was comfortable with on the team already definitely plays a part into being able to pick up a scheme faster. And the guys did a good job of being coachable and adapting to the new scheme. So I feel like it made for a much more smooth spring transition.
I guess not just today, but really all of spring. What has it been like, working with Coach Plunges?
That's my guy. Plunges, he knows a whole lot about the linebacker position, and I feel like he's been able to give me a whole lot of tidbits to change my game and take me to the next level, just like, small little critiques. And I told him, when you go over my film and we're all in the film room, just be picky with me. Be picky with my plays. Good plays, still find something wrong that I could change with it. And I feel like he's been doing a good job with that.
How much have you found that mindset kind of help you grow to be like, I want to hear what I can do better. I want to hear what I did wrong so I can fix it. How much has that helped you in your career?
A whole lot, man. Especially, with Coach Dave, he gave me a good quote that I like to live by day to day. He says, I know that you're a natural leader, but, lead yourself. And I feel like that really resonated with me, and I took that as an opportunity to get better every single day, and when I get better every single day, the rest will follow.
You guys lost some good edge rushers last year,
Yeah.
so now playing behind a guy like Sahir, where have you seen him kind of grow the most and as a young guy really start to step up and make his presence like he did today?
His maturity, Sahir always been naturally talented, and he always been a baller since he first stepped on the field. With him, it's more just staying level-headed and keeping himself in the game of football, playing between the whistles and, just really, really going out there and being his 111th, And I feel like I've really seen growth in him this past year and camp specifically. The scheme, he's good with the scheme. He's good with the plays. He got strong hands, all the intangibles. But I really feel like his mental has taken a step up.
Yeah, it definitely felt good to be out there. Just another day of practice for us at JMU football. But definitely a great environment. We got a lot of things done on offense and defense. So just overall great turnout for everybody.
I know I asked you at the end of the practice about Jackson, but seeing him today kind of get two different touchdowns, two different ways. What's it like seeing the freshman step up like that?
It's very encouraging, within our group. Him being a young guy, just being able to come and, make an impact early on. And, we got a lot of confidence in him. We got a lot of older guys in the room, so just being able to keep pushing him, and he's going to move along pretty quickly with us. So.
Overall, one of the things, especially with some programs getting rid of something like a spring game or trying to change the format of it, but how important is it for this team and this offense to be able to have those kind of games and be able to get out there for the fans?
Yeah, it's very important, especially for a lot of young guys who hasn't had that game experience yet, just being able to, get a feel for it and understand, what we do here at James Madison University. And, we're able to, get a lot of things done out there. Spring games will look frowned upon, maybe around, the world a little bit, but, we continue to do it and, do it our way. So.
And then just today, what were maybe some of the big things that you kind of saw from this team?
We got a lot of young guys that can go, and that's really the staple of us, and just being able to just get them guys to move along quickly, and then continue to bring the older guys ahead as well, and then So.
Did you see the block that Camden Coleman put down for Jackson on that first touchdown?
Yeah, it's very selfless. Yeah.
Is it nice to see quarterbacks even in the spring be like, I'll make sure my running backs can get into the end zone on this?
Yeah, definitely. We got a lot of selfish QBs, and I feel like all them guys, if they were put in that same position, they would do the same thing. So, kudos to the quarterback room in that aspect.
Offense, you guys kind of pulled out a little bit to a, lead, which in spring games sometimes there's not a ton of ways for you guys to score. What was kind of clicking for you guys throughout it?
Smith was on a play caller. He made a couple good play calls early on, which got us going early on. And I think, we feed off of energy, we feed off of juice, we feed off of explosive plays, and we were able to capitalize on a couple things early on, which allowed us to, just keep going and keep moving.
I feel like we're definitely tremendously ahead. Just knowing the ins and outs of the offense and the defense, just really just being schematically competent. Situation where I feel like we just hit on all of those things early on in spring camp.
And then from today, just what were maybe some of the big takeaways that you kind of saw from this offense as a whole?
A lot of explosive plays. I definitely say early on, whenever the guys got their reps, it was definitely like big plays. Shout out to the defense too, for sure.
How did you feel about your performance today? You had a couple explosive plays coming with yak, and you had a couple just coming downfield through the air.
Yeah, I was pleased with my performance today. I feel like I could have did just a little bit more out there, but I was out there just having fun with my guys. So.
What's it like playing in this wide receiver room right now? Because I know not only you today have some long passes, but a couple of them had some long receptions as well.
Yeah, it's great just playing around those boys. Like, we just pick each other up, like, each and every play, no matter if it's a big play or not. I feel like we just have a lot of like, really just a good relationship in our room. So, like, whenever somebody's down, or we just pick them up no matter what. And I feel like that just helps them be confident, and, like, all of us be confident on the field whenever we're playing.
What's it like to see a younger guy like Michael Scott step up and make some big plays today?
Yeah, you seen that? Yeah, Mikey's a competitor, man. I seen him from the first day that he stepped on campus. I had a talk with him before he got on campus when he was on his official visit, and I just knew that he was going to be that dog. When I watched his high school tape, I'm like, yeah, he's the one for sure.
Jalen Sanchez talked to us a few weeks ago about Michael Scott and how defense may chirp him a little bit for his size and being a smaller guy, but how much have you seen him kind of capitalize on that and being kind of speedy?
I think he just really he works, puts his head down, and just like really doesn't like matter. He doesn't care about any distractions going on. If someone's out for him, like, because the defense like Jalen said, they try to rough him up a lot, and I just feel like he just does a great job, really just bouncing back and just making more plays, because it really just shows on the field every day.
It was a great feeling, my first spring game, I just went out there and just wasn't thinking, just going there, just playing ball, going there, playing within the scheme, using my hands, using my moves. I felt like overall it was a good day, truly blessed to be out here in front of the fans, It was a good experience, a great experience.
As a young guy, how much were you able to learn from some of the older guys on the line last year?
Right, I mean, it was amazing to learn from Eric O'Neal and Kai Mans and Chris Fitzgerald. It was great because they were true pros, they approached practice every day, just to compete. And as soon as I walked in, I was like, okay, let me try to make my mark as much as I need to do. So it was truly a blessing. I love those guys always, and this is really just awesome to just being just such a room of greatness, truly.
What was working well for you today? I mean, were there any moves specifically that led to getting those sacks and those TFLs?
Well, I think I'm just using the edge, right? Probably just like cross dropping more instead of just using my power moves, basically. But I think today I definitely was working on what I've been working on in practice. It just felt good to be out there and just being in a good flow. So yeah, it felt good. Yeah.
What's practice been like now that there is a little bit more of expectation to kind of step into a role left by an Eric O'Neal, Kyrie Mans?
Right. I mean, it's been good. All I had to do was just really step up my mental game. Watching film and watching other guys do it. It's just been really good to step up. Just step in my role. Off the field as well, thinking the game, keeping my grades right and all that. It just felt good to I just got to keep growing, I'm not even a finished product. I got to keep going and just keep working and try to make my mark and be one of the greats. So, yeah, it felt good, yeah.
Bouncing off that, what are you most excited for going into next season?
I'm excited just to come back at Bridgeforth, just play in front of the fans. It's going to be, it's probably one of the harder schedules we've had, but I feel like it's going to be a good season, I'm excited to put on that purple and gold and just ball out, Yeah, definitely.
If I remember correct, during the offensive line and defensive line, like one-on-one compete section, you didn't have much trouble getting through.
Yeah.
Was that something you were expecting? Were you expecting to be able to break through that easy?
Nah, man, Big Joe Simmons, that's my guy. We've been working against each other for basically this whole spring, and he's gotten me a couple times, but today I felt like I was just more mentally focused. I just kept going, That's my guy. I'll let that guy. He's truly a competitor, and he's definitely going to be one of the top tackles in the nation for sure. So I go against him every day. Him, Pat McMurtry, they're true pros, and I just want to keep growing and keep doing what I've been doing. So, yeah.
How do you feel like going against guys like experienced guys like
Yeah.
Murdy has sort of helped you grow this off season?
But no, it's been great. Patrick Murphy's saying it all. He's truly a pro. That's my guy. But no, he doesn't fall for the little fakes and all that. But no, he's definitely like one of the top guys, and I just love going against him every day. He's just truly a pro. So it's been real good to go against him all the time. So yeah, it's been good.
How much do you enjoy kind of being able to have a spring game and have those compete periods where it's a little bit more fun and kind of being able to be a little flashy and show what you can do without that true game environment?
But yeah, Coach Chesney tries to put in those compete periods to just really see where we're at and see how we focus. And I just love how the way we do things. I just get to show what I've been working on, and it just felt good. To just keep to be out there. Just to show the fans what I can do, one-on-one type situation. But it's been pretty good. It's been great.
I mean, Coach Mealy came in and he's been great, and we've also been working in some new snappers and holders as well. But it's just been a great collective effort of just trying to do the best we can. And Ryan graduating and being gone, like, he's going to be missed, but at the end of the day we have to move on, and I think the guys did a great job this spring.
Have you sort of taken a different role with Ryan being gone, being one of the older guys?
Yeah, I'm one of the older guys, so like I consider myself one of the leaders of the spec room, so hopefully they see it the same way, but I think they do, and they value my opinion, and I try to lead when I can and, mentor the younger guys and help them out when needed.
Talk about just today. I know spring games are always a little bit crazy, a little bit fun, but you and Cristiano both hitting some long field goals. Obviously at this point, is it stuff you guys kind of expect for you both to be able to step up in that situation?
Yeah, Cristiano's great. So, like, he pushes me at practice and I push him, and I think that's something that's really good. So I think we've both made each other better while we've been here just because we both have such a big leg, and he's really good as well. So, it's just today we just took it like a game day, so just laser focused, and, the long ones are always fun. So that was great to have the chance to do that.
In a day and age where some programs are starting to get rid of spring games or trying to alter it to not have it in a scrimmage format, how important is it for this team to be able to have a game like this at this point of the year just to see where you guys are at?
Yeah, I mean, it's just fun to actually put on the pads again, and, like, normally we're out in practice jerseys and stuff, so getting to actually put the uniform on and, like, treat this like a real game, I think it's really important for the guys, especially, like, offense and defense. Maybe not so much, like, for us, but it's a lot of fun, and it's just a tradition that I think we should keep up.
How much have you noticed the change with the coaching switch coming, kind of getting a new specialist coach in after a week or two of spring ball?
Honestly, it felt pretty easy, like smooth transition. Coach Mealy's been great, and obviously, like, we're gonna miss Coach Brand. He was also a great coach, but Coach Mealy's been a coordinator at some big Power 5 schools, and him bringing that knowledge with him is gonna be big for us, and he's been great all spring.
Just like a bit off topic, but it's something I noticed today and at practice, the soccer cleat. Is that something that is coaching that is put upon you? Or is that just personal preference?
Just personal preference. I like having a football cleat on my left because it's my plant cleat, and then the soccer cleat on the right just is better for kicking. So all kickers use a soccer cleat, but the plant cleat is just preference.